Everyone, looks like I'm reviewing another metal album, but this one's a great one. Today I'm going to be reviewing Avatarium's brand new album, Between You, God, the Devil, and the Dead. Now, Avatarium is a Doom Metal Supergroup founded by Leif Edling, who is the bassist for Candlemass, a very big, epic doom metal band, just doom metal in general. He's also the only consistent band member from it, all the way back from the 80s, which is, the really only era of Candlemass that I've still listened to and replayed. I tried listening to all their albums at one point. I haven't finished it, but very good. If you're into metal music and you have not listened to Candlemass, you should go do it. But it also has Marcus Gidel, I believe is how you pronounce it. I apologize. This kind of Norwegian and other forms of this European pronunciation isn't my strong suit. But if you want to correct me, please go ahead. He plays guitars, and he is from Evergrey and Royal Hunt, former member of those bands. Very good guitarist. Lars Skold, who is the drummer for Tiamat, which is another very big, metal band, has some stoner rock elements into it, kind of stoner metal, I guess you could put it. Very good. Carl Westholm, who is the keyboardist, who I didn't recognize at first, through some of the research. The thing I know him for would be his work on the sixth studio album of Candlemass, same as Leif Edling. He was on that album, and then while he wasn't a band member for other albums, he did provide keys on certain tracks for other albums. I know after the sixth studio album, you saw kind of keyboard and piano get used less by Candlemass, but every time they did it, he was always their guy. And then the singer, Jenny Ann Smith, who isn't from any real band that I could find from my research, but she has a very heavy Psych voice, very chilling, haunting, higher or a relatively lower range for a woman, but amazing, very good. Reminds me of Amy Winehouse and a bit of the Delta blues sound, which pairs so well with Leif Edling's very low, just heavy doom riffs. It just sounds so great and ominous together. And while I've given kind of my thoughts on metal music beforehand, as there's metal albums I really, really like, and then there's metal albums I get bored of, which is crazy to say. But overall, I think I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to metal music. But whenever a metal album does something that catches my attention, I know it's going to be a good album. And this is one of those albums. Whether it be just how, despite all these being metal bands that they're from, it's a metal album, they're all different subgenres of metal music, whether it be doom metal, it be stoner metal, it be this heavy psych, which isn't necessarily metal, but has some components that would get carried on over just death metal, as I said before, and it manages to combine aspects of it and explore it. You have this kind of deserty sounding song and tempo, such as Notes from Underground, which kind of reminds me of Metallica, Wherever I May Roam, the opening part where it's got the very sandy kind of sounding song. You know what I'm talking about? The guitar song is on point from Marcus. Just love how just in general how he plays it on that song. I think it builds up very well, very nicely. The opening track, Long Black Waves, was immediately shocking to me, as this is the first album by them I've heard, but her voice is just hauntingly good. Plays very well with these low doom bass riffs that are very reminiscent of Candlemass. That's another thing. I thought Avatarium was going to be kind of similar to Candlemass, especially maybe their most recent stuff, but no, this is a complete different band, different album, different experience. This album even has fucking ballads on it, such as the title track, Between You, God, the Devil, and the Dead. Long title, but I love how somber her voice is, the lyrics, how weepy the guitars get. This piano is very even though it's being played with all the other instruments, it feels almost like it's on its own. There's a lot of space in between the playing of it, which makes it stand out and remain in my head, even though it is a fairly simple just piano chords being played. Love it. Just love I See You Better in the Dark, which is one of the singles from the album. That was just a very good doom metal song. Just in general, very much liked it. I liked Lovers Give a Kingdom to Each Other with these great, memorable, plucky guitars. Marcus Jidel, from everything I've heard, as I did listen to a bit of Evergrey and Royal Hunt beforehand, especially the albums that he was in, and just some other stuff that he's worked on. He's got good talent for making very catchy and memorable guitar riffs, guitar kind of solos almost. Very good. Has a really good way of playing it. Doom metal, very like 70s inspired, I'd also say. Just really great to hear this almost stoner metal, stoner rock sounding guitars that mix so well and make this new song. Lars Skold on drums is also very good. I definitely like how kind of simplistic at certain points his drumming is, and then also how kind of like complex his get. As even the ones where he's not playing as much, the tempo of it is so intense that it's a marathon, and it's just amazing. Overall, like, just really great album. Definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely one of my favorite metal albums, modern day. Definitely probably, I mean, I know it's not, January's not even over, but this is probably at least my favorite album that's come out so far. Definitely, unless something even more crazy comes out January, probably gonna be my favorite album of the month. And I mean, we've had some other albums like the Bad Bunny album I thought was pretty good. The Balloonerism by Mac Miller is pretty good. Expect a review for that one. The Tokyo Blade album that I recorded a couple days ago, and it's going to be uploaded, I think, probably today, I think. But I thought that was pretty decent, overall pretty good. This one is amazing, and I think if you haven't listened to it, I think you should. But overall, I'm feeling a 9 on this album. I think that's a good rating to give it.